I will not marry a ruined man.
Is to care for me, I will give her a fortune, an estate, gold, freedom, anything just to spine this treacherous viper when I rise.
A fortune. My eyes lit up. I lifted my trembling hand.
Then, I'll marry him.
Every head in the hall turned. Seraphina's mouth fell open, and the dead Lord's spirit stared at me as though I had risen from a grave of my own. I did not care for the title. I did not care for the castle. I wanted the gold.
You are useless in this house anyway. Go wipe his filth, it suits you. Look at you, throwing yourself at a sleeping man. So starved for a husband you would take a broken one. How low.
I bowed my head and said nothing. Let her sneer.
You poison! For years you wept to me that your sister Alara tormented you.
The Duchess Cassandra had worn grief like a veil since her son fell. House Aurelius had sworn to the court that he would soon recover.
You would truly do this? He cannot speak the vows yet. But care for him, keep faith as a wife should, and when he wakes, the seat of this house is yours.
I nodded, meek and eager.
I am gentle with the sick. I nursed my own grandparents to the end.
My parents eagerly chimed in, their smiles dripping with unctuous warmth.
Yes, exactly. The girl is a worthless thing anyway, born for nothing but menial service.
Sending her to care for the young lord is a perfect match. As her parents, we give our full consent. Please, take her off our hands immediately.
They spoke as if discarding a piece of rubbish, utterly desperate to shove me out the door. The soul stopped raging. He drifted close, circling me, his cold gaze raking me head to foot until my spine shivered. I pretended I could not see him, and smiled my most useful smile.
I thought she would never leave me. She has frozen my heart for good. All I want is one reliable soul to read me the parchment dispatches each morning. Is that so much? Gods know if this Alara is even capable.
I listened to him grumble and understood. Body and soul had been torn apart, that was why I could see him drifting. When he woke, his spirit would slip home, and he would see me no more. So I made my plan, and spoke it aloud to the Duchess.
Each morning I will read him the house dispatchings. I will fill the room with music and voices without pause. I will tell him the weather, bring him scents to wake his senses. And the washing, the turning, let me do that too, my lady, if it does not offend.
Such a girl could be so patient, so thorough, so kind. By the next morning, they would learn otherwise. When the Duchess came to the Chamber of Recovery the following day, she stopped in the doorway and stared. I had already shaved Lucian's hollow cheeks smooth, so that he looked less a hollow shell and more a sleeping lord. A traveling minstrel's tune drifted from the corner. On the table, a pot of spiced fruit steeped, its sweetness drowning the bitter reek of healing herbs. I sat at his bedside with a ledger open across my knees, reading the house accounts aloud in a clear, steady voice, pausing now and then to murmur an aside as if he might answer. And in the corner I had built myself a narrow cot, so I need never leave his side, day or night. Cassandra pressed a hand to her mouth.
Child, you may sleep in the castle proper. You need not stay here.
I only smiled. So long as I never had to sleep again under my parents' roof, I would gladly sleep on stone.
My lady, staying close strengthens the bond between us.
The gray had eased from his face. He watched me with something almost like wonder.
Seraphina was raised soft. She would have made a wretched nurse. Perhaps the curse did me a kindness. And still she is gentle.
I pretended not to hear, and pressed a cool cloth to his bladder. Mostly he kept to his chamber of recovery, drifting out only on the fairest mornings to taste the air. So when he muttered to himself, I listened.
How did she know I love the old operas? She has done her reading. Not bad. Now if only she would learn that I despise apples, and crave the blue-veined cheese from the West Cellar. Every day, apples. I am sick to death of apples.
I unwrapped it slowly at his bedside, smiling at his sleeping face.
My lord, shall we see how well this one has aged?
The reek bloomed through the room, foul and forbidden, the very thing no proper noble heir would admit to loving. The ghost's eyes lit like a starving man's.
I must wake. I must wake and devour a whole wheel with my own hands.
And as he spoke, the blessed water in the court healer's silver basin beside the bed, placed there to trace his life force, stirred with one faint, climbing ripple. One ordinary afternoon, as I bent his thin fingers gently to keep them from stiffening, his hand twitched. On its own, the ghost stared at his own flesh, stunned.
My nerves. My body answered the touch. Did you feel that? The curse is unraveling. My dawn is coming.
Laughing, half in tears, the good news could not be contained. Within days, learned court healers and priests came from across the realm to attend him. And so did Seraphina.
You think you climbed into House Aurorius? You think you can look down your nose at me?
Alara, you fool! Strike her back! I will stand behind you! Strike her!
When he wakes, you crawl back into the gut. I will tell him I tended him all along. He loves me. He will marry me, waking or not.
So long as my mind keeps even a shred of this soul's memory, I will never wed her. Or will it all wash away and leave me believing lies? If I forget, if I rise and think Seraphina was the faithful one, gods, what then?
Seraphina or a stranger was nothing to me. But if she stole the credit for my 6 months of toil, my fortune would vanish with it. The ghost suddenly brightened.
My mother. She has seen Seraphina's true face. She will swear it was you who stayed.
Ghost raged in my ear.
Alara, have you no spine? Why hand your triumph to that snake?
No power, no one at my back. What could I possibly fight with? The ghost looked at me.
Cowards! Every single one of you! My own mother trades my future for a piece of gossip.
With every court healer's tending and the strength of Lucian's own will, his signs climbed. The color returned to his lips. His breath deepened. Before half a year had passed, the priests laid their hands upon his brow, traded grave looks, and declared his mind whole. He could wake at any hour. The closer that hour drew.
I pray I remember all of this when I wake.
Morning I woke and the corner of the room was empty. No gray figure. No drifting voice. No cold. I understood at once. He was waking. I cried out for the Duchess and the court healers. Word raced through the castle, and Seraphina swept in with her scribes and witnesses on her heels. Beneath 100 breathless eyes, the priests murmured the waking rites over his still form. A long silence. Then Lord Lucian Aurelius, the sleeper of House Aurelius, slowly opened his eyes.